welcome back to another episode of the Brothers of Troy podcast. We are your hosts. It is your boy, AJ.
You boy, Bubba.
And we're back to bring you another episode this week. We got approximately less than 2 weeks to go when this video comes out. We have about 2 weeks. So with that being said, we're going to get to know the players today. We don't know a lot of the players. We don't know who left. We don't know who returned. I mean, we do know who returned a little bit, but we're going to get to know the full entire roster before we dive in, dive head first into the season to get to know the players. So, and then later on in the podcast, we're going to dive into the Big Ten Media Days that just happened this week, and we're going to react to it. So, let's get started. Are you ready? You look like you're falling asleep over there.
No.
Are you not excited that football is like less than 2 weeks away?
I am. I'm just distracted by something, but let's go.
Chat. Tell this guy to wake up. All right, we're gonna go through the roster real quick. So let me share my screen with y'all real quick. Alrighty. I mean, we shared the screen right there just so my brother can see, but I will pull it up for everyone on my actual computer. Alrighty. So we got two number zeros, the Zacharias Williams, Jontez Williams. Jontez, I don't know why he doesn't have a picture, but then we got Cam Crawford wearing number 1 this year. Coming back, Waymo, going to be huge. This guy's a freshman, so don't expect to see him too much, guys. I don't know. Jakeem on the D-line, you can expect to see him play. Trent, Christian, you'll see Christian play. Trent Mosley, do you think he's going to get any PT this year, Bubba?
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, he's a freshman, so who knows if he will. And then Deshaun Rideau is another freshman that we got in this incoming 2026 class. Alex Graham, a freshman, redshirt freshman. I think he was a transfer. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think he was actually, because it would actually say like right here if he did transfer. Sam's back. Oh, Bubba, it's your boy.
A dog.
Your dogs. Like he said in the last podcast, he changed his number to number 8. I did not know I didn't know he went to Calabasas High School actually. Then this Kennedy, I think he's going to make an impact on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see. Anthony might differ in opinion. We'll run through, talk about all these guys after we go through this. This guy right here, Terrell Anderson, is the transfer wide receiver that we got in the portal from NC State. So I guess he's going to fill the void of Makai and whatchamacallit, and Jacoby. And then we got Braylon.
Hey, what about the other one, bro? What are you doing? You're naming everybody, and then you skipped over them.
Hold on.
Scroll up.
This is going to be hard. How am I going to do? Which guy?
Desmond Stevens.
He's I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if he's was part of the linebacking core last year. So I'm not 100% sure if he was. Okay. Braylon Shelby, DN, he's definitely going to be balling out. Corey Sims. Who knows if we'll see this guy play this year. He doesn't strike me as like he'll be in the, I think, Roto as far as our receiver, then our Heisman hopeful, Maava.
Sure.
Definitely. He is the Heisman hopeful. That's what the media is saying right now. Next year's QB right here.
Even when I see it.
Yeah, well, he's got to put up the numbers, and we got to do good
That's if he stays. That's if Jonas stays.
I think Jonas will. Jonas is probably going to get a bag. But think about it, with all these like this freshman, with the number one freshman recruit class that we brought in, like how would he not like stay? You know what I'm saying? So,
Maybe, maybe not. But it depends. You never know.
righties. Jordan Walker or Jaden Walker, I'm sorry. I don't know much about this brother, but now we know what he looks like. Tamir Robinson was actually a transfer from Penn State, so I think we got this guy from the portal this year. And what is this money sign? Oh, that's kind of like you could do like NIL stuff with them. But Tamir Robinson, don't know much about him. We're gonna have to do a lot more research about him. Prophet Brown, redshirt senior. I think he will be in one of the starting corners this year. The boy Tanook Hines will definitely be a starting receiver for sure. Devin Bryant, transfer from Washington. This is going to be a huge. I think he's going to be a starter, and because of the fact that the way he plays, I mean, he went to St. John Bosco, so he knows kind of like how SC is and the culture and whatnot. But this is a huge pickup that we got from the transfer portal as far as for our linebacking core. So be on the lookout for Devin Bryant wearing 17. Modern day freshman right here came in with his Mark Bowman. I don't think we'll see a lot of him, but just be on the lookout for him to make at least a couple appearances. Same thing with this guy. I'm not too sure we'll see him much on the field. Romero and another Penn State transfer for Zariah Fisher. Don't know too much about him. Do you know anything about him?
We don't know anything about most of these players.
Okay. All right. RJ Sermons, I think.
I mean, it's hard when everybody transfers every year. So
yeah, I agree. Definitely is kind of hard. I mean, RJ, he's a redshirt freshman, so I don't know if he played or got any stepped on the field last year at all. Brandon Lockhart, freshman that came in from Sierra Canyon. Sierra Canyon is a very local school compared to where my parents and my brother live. So shout out to the Sierra Canyon going to SC. And then my boy, Mark Bowman. The Bowman hype is real. Okay? Best believe it. Okay? He is going to be a major impact to this team. Alrighty, this is another freshman that we got. This guy, he looks like an unk. He kind of looks like my age, but like a freshman linebacker, big recruit that we got. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I don't want to mess it up. Don't really expect to see him. You think so?
Shahan?
Shahan? I don't know.
It's Sean.
I don't want to mispronounce it. You know.
Bro, it's Sean. It's Sean.
All right. Walter Matthews.
Another way to spell Sean.
Yeah. It could. I think you're 100% right, but I just don't even want to make myself look like a fool.
I'm going with Sean.
All right, bet. Walter Matthews, tight end. I don't know if I think he played maybe a couple snaps.
I know who this guy is because I use him a lot in NCAA and college football.
Yeah, I think he's like going to be one of the. It's going to be a heavy roto for our tight ends because we did get a JUCO. We signed a JUCO tight end as well. I just don't know what number he wears. Sean Scott is a freshman from Mater Dei. Came in with the Mater Dei boys. Carson, a Utah transfer. Don't know much about this guy. Tight end as well. Bubba, does this guy play when you use him on the dynasty?
No.
No. Okay.
Unless they get hurt.
Got it. Kendarius Reddick, sophomore safety. Don't know too much about him. Marcellus Williams, sophomore. Don't know too much about him. Newbie, he kind of played a little bit last year. Chasen Johnson. This is he was our corner last year that was injured. If you didn't know that, Bubba, now you know. He was our one of our big transfer portal corners that we got last year, but ended up getting injured, so we did not see much of him last year. So we'll see. Hopefully, in our defense, he's in there, and we'll see what he does. Will Doherty, Santa Barbara, went to SBCC. Don't know much about him, to be honest. Carrington Price, this guy was our transfer portal that we got this year.
Pierce, brother, Pierce.
Oh, sorry. I'm just reading really quick. Carrington Pierce, we got in the transfer portal this year from Oklahoma State. He's kind of like one of the only few transfer portal guys we've gotten that are like, I don't know. I don't know what he did at Oklahoma State. So, but he's a California kid, so that he obviously wanted to come back home. Riley Wormley. This guy I have used in NCAA, and he's a stud. Low key. See if we can do NIL deals with him. Just kidding. We don't got the pay roster for that. Josh Holland, freshman from St. John Bosco. Don't expect to see too much on the field. Another Marquise Gallegos. Shout out to the Hispanic on the team. I don't think we'll ever really see him on the squad or in the game unless somebody gets hurt. He's probably a practice squad player. Seth Zamora, same thing, probably a practice squad player. This guy, a punter. Where is this guy from? Is he Australian? Yes, he is. Of course. We got an Aussie punter. Jaden Crowder, who knows, freshman, if he'll see the field. Madden, I like the name. Freaking nice. Freshman as well from freaking Sierra Canyon. So a lot of like local high schools. And when we get into the reaction of the Big Ten Media Day, we'll hear Lincoln talking about signing more high school kids. Got another punter. We're just gonna skip through like majority of the players that we don't know to speed it up. We don't know any of these guys, right, Anthony? Like any of these guys, you know?
No, that Isaiah Rubin guy maybe, but no.
Okay. Don't know any of the kicker. Don't know. The only kicker I know is this guy right here. Probably we could do NIL with Ryan. I'm telling you, he'd be a great guest. He's a snapper, bro. Look at this.
Well, then hit up Ryan. I don't know what you want to do.
We have to go through the Trojan Blade NIL. This guy's from San Diego and went to Torrey Pines.
Trojan Blade? That's how we have to get these guests?
You have to go through them. I've looked into it before. You have to go through like their NIL stuff, and then they contact a player, and then they ask them. But we also have to pitch like how much, I don't know how much we would do it for. Anyways, any of these guys?
We have to get money out.
Anthony, yeah, we have to pay for that. Like to if we want, like I personally, guys, want Ryan on the podcast. And if we can make that happen, that would be great. Okay? I think Ryan is, I don't want to call him this right now. I will wait until the season starts. But my nickname for him is the nickname for him for a reason. Okay? But if we can get him on the podcast, that'd be great. So chat, please like and subscribe, because this would be a huge pickup.
King Miller and Ryan.
Yeah, King Miller might be a tough reach. Any of these guys we don't really know. Don't really expect to see them. These are freshmen, so don't expect to see them on the field. Andrew Williams, freshman as well. All freshmen. I don't know. This guy might be on the field just because of the depth for our O-line, because O-line will be, we need some depth because of the fact of injuries to the O-line happens almost every week. So Tom, look out for him. I think would be a big impact freshman if he does step on the field. I've heard good things from just watching like a bunch of SC videos those last few days. All these are all freshmen. Let's get to the big time players. This is King's brother, if you didn't know that.
So I know that. I knew it before you.
Oh, okay. Sure you did. Alrighty. We're just gonna go through these. Nobody really here that sticks out to us. This guy is probably O-line. Like I when we get to the stadium chat, and when the first game happens, then I'll be able to like go through this again and be like, okay, these are the O-line, so on and so forth. These are our starters, so on and so forth. So we'll go through that later on when the season actually starts. But anybody here that stands out?
Elijah Page.
Elijah Page, yes, a big. He's a returner coming back. Thank God he's coming back. I think he adds to the experience on the O line, so he's going to be a big leader for sure. I think this guy too might be he's a freshman, but like, bro, he looks like. Would you want to go 1-on-1 against this guy, Bubba? Just look at him. Guy looks like he can mess you up, mess both of us up. I don't know much about any of these O linemen. I'm gonna be really honest with all you guys. Okay, Luke Weaver, he's in the game, right?
I think so. I don't know.
I think he is too. I think I saw like a couple. Okay, Ashcraft is another transfer portal guy we got from Wisconsin. He came in this year, so I think he's gonna be backing up Bowman. I don't know where the JUCO transfer guy is. Oh, it's this guy right here. The number 1. He was the number 1 tight end JUCO player of the year last year. And he went to college out here in San Diego. Tron's going to be a decent player once we get him on the field. Just depends on what happens over the years. So just keep that name in mind for the future. This guy as well. I don't recognize any of these two. Luke Waffle, freshman. Already have heard great things about him. So expect to see him on the field. Van Sumeren, transfer from Michigan State. Heard this guy is like the drill sergeant of the team. I mean, we'll see that in about a few minutes when we watch Lincoln do the interview. So expect this guy's like a run stopper, and we need it. And then Cash Jacobson. This guy's be a big freshman as well. Today, huge defensive tackle that's going to be messing up offensive lines and stopping the run. So look out for Jade 97. And then the boy, Jamal Jarrett. Pick 6, rub your belly guy. That's who this guy is. Any thoughts, Anthony? Any thoughts before we jump into the reaction to the?
Not really. There's a lot of the guys we don't know, so
yeah, there's a lot of guys.
We'll play it game by game, but I really want to know what Lincoln said because I haven't watched it yet because we were waiting to do it on here. So got to see what he said. Yeah, I got to see what he said and where he's at right now.
Okay. Do you want to watch that one or the very first one I sent you earlier?
No. I'm watching the second one.
You don't want to watch Jade or Van Sumeren talk at all?
No, I could do that on my own, only because, again, I don't really want to keep it too long. My main goal is really to see what my head coach is saying, because I did hear what some of the players had to say already. But I really wanted to react mainly to the Lincoln one. I haven't watched it at all. I only saw where they did, like the quarterbacks he's had over his coaching career, if he could recognize him in that little trend that people have been doing. But other than that, I haven't seen the interview.
Sounds good. All right, we'll dive into that right now. But yeah, that's the squad we have so far. A lot of names we didn't know, so sorry about that, guys. I mean, a lot of, like Anthony was saying, it's hard to get to know players when you don't know if they're going to leave. So it's like you only get to know your starters, and that's it. So it's kind of a sad era in college football that we have. So, but let's go to this Lincoln Riley video. Okay, I'm sharing the screen for you. I got to pull it up on my side. And hopefully we don't get a little copyrighted for this. But anyways,
Just
here it
gotta
is.
tag it. You just gotta tag the links in there.
Sounds good. I will do that. I'm gonna mute myself just because of the audio. I don't want it to double. So if you want to talk, feel free to talk, and then I'll pause it, and then so on and so forth. Or we could just wait. It's a 12-minute video of Lincoln talking to the media. So let's just wait, and then we'll react to it after. Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Lincoln at the Big Ten Media Day.
All right, thank you for the introduction. Great to be back here at Big Ten Media Days representing USC. It's been a tremendous offseason, and this day certainly always brings, I think, a lot of momentum and excitement in terms of fall camp and everything that's right on the horizon. When I think about our football program, right now going into this fifth year, going into this season, I think about, our alignment and the momentum behind our program. Kind of watching us through the last few years take on some of the different challenges and changes that we've had, a new coaching staff, a new president, a new AD, a new conference, most recently moving into the Bloom football facility about 10 days ago. We've had so much change, and right now I feel like our alignment is as strong as it's ever been, and I think that's why some of the results throughout the offseason have kind of shown themselves in terms of the way that we've recruited, bringing in the top recruiting class in the country, the way that we've been able to retain and also add to our coaching staff, especially bringing in noted coordinators, Gary Patterson on defense and Mike Eckler on special teams. Very proud and excited of the roster that we've built. I know our recruiting class has certainly gotten a lot of attention, but when you look at some of the returners that we have one of the most experienced groups in the country in terms of returning starters, returning a starting quarterback, both starting running backs, an offensive line and defensive line that I think have depth and talent unlike any of my first 4 years at USC. And so, I got a great vantage point in my years at Oklahoma of what, great alignment and what a steady leadership really looks like in a program. And I could sit here today and say, really for the first time at USC, I feel, all of those things operating at a high level and are very, very steady right now. And with that, the momentum has been created, and it's been fun to see our program grow in all the areas that you need to be a championship level program. And so certainly excited about the season, excited to get back in the Coliseum for a great home slate. I think one of the big keys for us early on has been reestablishing our dominance in the Coliseum, reestablishing the Coliseum as a really tough place for our opponents to come in and play. And obviously we did a tremendous job going 7-0 last year in our home slate, and that'll be important again with a great set of games in the Coliseum. And then, the way our conference is structured now, we're looking forward to the opportunity to go through some of these different venues across the Big Ten to play in some of these different games against great competition. And we certainly have an exciting schedule ahead, and one that our team is very much look forward to attacking. So cannot wait for the season, can't wait to get started. And with that, we'll take you guys' questions.
Coach, on the far right side on the platform.
Yeah, Coach, Jake Bartecki, News Channel Nebraska. You mentioned bringing in Coach Eckler. What can you say about the energy, the passion, the fun? I mean, there's a million words to describe what he could bring, but just talk a little bit about what he's brought to the program.
Yeah, Coach Eckler was a great addition. He's somebody whose career I followed. We've worked either with or for several of the same people, so I felt like I knew him pretty well. And he's got a special teams track record, that is up there in terms of any other coordinator in the country. And yeah, his energy, his attention to detail, I think his emphasis on the fundamentals and how he teaches that is very unique. And it was just something that fit for our program. It fit from our special teams, it fit from him also being involved certainly in coaching our linebackers. And I think it was a huge addition for us. I mean, the special teams are certainly, obviously, a huge part of any championship team. And with the roster we've built, we feel like we have a chance to be very, very good there across the board. And a guy like that, I think, makes you better the day that he walked in the door. And we've certainly felt that energy, that excitement, and his expertise up to this point.
Coach, first row right here on your left side.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach. Good to see you. AP Stedham, AP as we see it. Coach, why did you choose to bring these three players, and would you make a few comments about each?
Sure, yeah. Obviously brought Jaden Maeva, our starting quarterback. You know, he's certainly established himself as a leader on our football team, as one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Of all the guys that I've been fortunate enough to coach, I don't know that I've had any that have improved from day one, you know, to this point as much as Jaden has. And it's been fun to see him grow as a player. It's been fun to see him grow as a leader and really, I think, start to embrace what it means to be the starting quarterback at USC. And I think a guy that's just going to get better and better in his prime to play his best football. Jade Abasiri, you know, a guy that we recruited from Minnesota that came in a few years ago, was a developmental player that has worked his tail off to become one of the best defensive linemen in our league. A very, very versatile player. He's a guy that does everything right in our program. He's always on time. He never misses anything. He has just stayed steady throughout his entire career. And I think he's a great example to a lot of guys out there that maybe you don't have that dream season right away in the beginning, but you just stay with it and stay steady. And that's what he's done, and that's why he's here representing us today. And then Alex Van Sumeren, a transfer that came in, was one of the guys that we identified once he jumped in the portal in terms of his not only his experience, but his play style and his leadership capability. And we felt like defensively and specifically in our defensive line room, we have a lot of talent in that room. We have more talent and more depth than at any point in my time at SC. And I think having a leader in there, having a bell cow that has experience and has a type of mentality that Alex does was very, very key. So honestly, it was kind of fun because we had a lot of really good choices in terms of guys to bring, but proud to have those three representing USC football today.
Coach, on your right side, second row.
Hi, Coach. Nick Stupkowski on SI. Just curious, you mentioned the schedule, future schedules, or the non-conference schedule. Anything changed with Notre Dame in the future? Any talks with that or anything?
I don't think anything more than to say I would just reference my comments earlier in the winter. I think I gave everybody a pretty clear indication of how those have went, and nothing's changed from my vantage point. We want to play the game. I want to play the game. We would be playing the game. You know, had some things come true that were said, and so hopefully we get to that point. Obviously, we want it to happen. I know our fan base wants it to happen. College football wants it to happen, and hopefully I'm up here, you know, next year talking about, you know, that game here on the future schedule. So we'll keep making progress and let you know if we have any more updates.
Coach, on your left side here, second row.
Hey, Coach. How you doing? Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media. Wanted to ask you, just with the level of expectations that are coming into this season, when you look at all of the recruits and everybody that you have coming back, how imperative is it for you not only to be successful and finish strong this season, but also get into the college football playoff and make a strong push in that area as well?
That's it's what it's supposed to feel like here. I've said this, you know, multiple times. I mean, the only two places that I've been at a head coach at were blue blood schools that had the highest of expectations. So honestly, I've really known anything different. You know, we're a product of our own experiences, and that's been mine. And so every year, you know, I expect to win. I expect us to win. I expect us to compete for and win championships, and that doesn't change. I do though. Certainly will give you what has changed is I do believe we're more equipped than at any point in the previous few years. And I think that's not that's not a hope or a wish. Those are facts, and there's a lot of facts to back that up, and it all stems from the first two things I said. The alignment and momentum within the program is real. It's palpable. We feel it. Our recruits feel it. Our team feels it. Our fan base feels it. I think a lot of people across the country feel it, whether they like us or not. And so that's how it should be at USC. And so, in some ways, these years all feel the same, but I think that's the one area I will give you that does feel different, and why there's certainly a lot of excitement and confidence around our program.
Coach, on your left side here, third row.
Hi there, Bob Ekhyeri, Reddit RCFB. You've talked a lot about why you hired Coach Gary Patterson to be your defensive coordinator. I was curious how that's affected your offense and attuning to his defense day after day.
Yeah, it's tougher to move the ball in practice. Coach Patterson's one of one. I've told people I've had a chance, throughout my career and calling plays for a little while now, to call plays against a lot of the people that you would say, hey, these are maybe the greatest minds of this last era of college football, the greatest defensive minds. And I've never coached against somebody that I thought was more unique and tougher to go against than Gary Patterson. And him doing it with different skill sets, and a lot of times, especially the OU versus TCU years that we competed against one another, we had a lot better players, than he did top to bottom. They certainly had good players. I don't want to disrespect anybody there, but the talent level was different. And he just consistently, year after year, adapts and coaches and develops in such a unique way. And they don't put college football Hall of Famer behind your name for nothing. And so, yeah, I think we're certainly feeling his impact defensively. I'm certainly feeling his impact of just having a fellow head coach in the building, right? Somebody else that has sat in this chair and had to make some of these decisions, and you can't replace that type of expertise and experience that he brings to the table. So he's incredibly motivated. He wouldn't have done this without it. And I think he senses the opportunity to, even for a guy that's accomplished just about everything you can in this game, there's a few other things left out there, and he knows that he can do that here. And so it's been awesome working with him. I can't wait to get into the season with him and go, but he and our entire staff are, I think bring a lot of advantages to our program.
Coach, first row on your right side.
Coach, good to see you.
You too, brother.
USC has a lot of returning starters coming back this season, Coach, and you couple that with some of the class that you had, the 2026 class and 25 class. Would you say this is the most complete team? And then the offensive line essentially is returning itself. Would you say this is the most complete team from the trenches inside out on both sides?
Yeah, I think that would be a great way to characterize our roster right now. I do think there's certainly the talent from top to bottom, the competitive depth. I told somebody the other day, I felt like last year we got to the point where our offensive line, our top groups on offense and on our defensive line were able to compete at the top of this conference. And I think that was largely the case. When we got to some of our down the line pieces there, as we had injuries and all that you deal with throughout the season, you could see that we still had some depth issues that we needed to attack because we weren't quite as good when that happened. And I do feel differently this year in terms of the quality of players, returning starters, the freshmen, some of the transfers that we've added. I mean, there's just a ton of competition. We've got a lot of guys on both sides of the line of scrimmage that we feel like we can win with and that we can dominate with. We just do. And so I think that's certainly one of the biggest differences in this football team right now.
Coach Lincoln Riley, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right. What do you have to say?
It's a lot to unpack.
Okay, well, pick something. And address it.
Wait, hold on. It's a lot to unpack in the sense that what he says is it's what you want to hear, but I need to see the results. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we have the top recruiting class, 2026, and we had the best transfer portal out of anybody. But none of that matters.
I don't know
unless
if I
people
would
get the
say
job
best
done.
transfer portal, so I don't know if I would say that, but we had an
Uh,
okay transfer portal.
Yeah, well, either way, okay transfer portal, but the best recruiting class in 2026. The fact remains is we just need to get it done on the field. Gosh, that looks horrible. But anyways, we just need to get it done on the field, regardless. This is the year where, but I like kind of where he senses like he knows what, and I think he's always known that when he took the coaching job here at SC 5 years ago, that what kind of the fans expect of him, what the school expects of him. And I think he realizes that, and he has experience with that, dealing with that at Oklahoma. So the thing is, he got Oklahoma to the college football playoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Will he do the same this year with USC?
that's the big question that everyone, I mean, the media, I mean, us as fans, diehard fans, I mean, everyone so far as a diehard USC fan or just across all USC fans, whether you're a diehard or not, the question this year was, is Lincoln going to take us to the playoffs this year? And that's the major question that I think a lot of the boosters have. I think SC just wants immediate results, just because of how many years we've been so shit. So we're just itching to be a great program again. So I did like how Lincoln, kind of like, if you didn't hear, he was kind of like talking about how he wants to make the Coliseum one of the best, and most, well, it's obviously respected, but he wants to bring it back to what it was back in the day.
Yeah, like like I said, I mean, I do like the fact that he knows what this year means. He knows what comes with it. He knows the pressure that comes with it. He knows that people are on his ass, that they want results, especially now, like you said, because we have been so trash of recent years. Um, so, but when he says like he has the most, he feels like he has the most complete group that he's ever had. That to me tells me that he's confident with this team and
I agree.
where this team can go. Because if he's basically saying that our problems in the past were that when we always would get injured, when our players would get injured, we didn't have the depth. We didn't have the backup guys that we do now to fill in and do their role and execute as we asked of them. Whereas this year, he basically said, "No, we have that." Like it sounds like no matter who he loses, he's confident in this team to get the job done in some way or some form. So I got to give him that.
Yeah, it is kind of huge. I did think that was very key in watching this. I mean, this is the second time that I watched it just to understand like, what he was talking about the first time. Just, but I did find that key the second time around, that like it he does have like real trust and faith in this team, especially because we are bringing back a lot of returners on both sides of the ball. So it's like definitely, it's great to hear that he believes that we're uh gonna be, it's one of our most put together team. Now, as Anthony said earlier, we just have to see what happens on the field. Okay, that's the main thing. My thing is also is seeing Gary Patterson's defense. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to this year, just because we know in the past our defenses have been notoriously just, yes, I know, I'm almost done with my thought, has just been notoriously not up to the standard of SC defense that we expect.
I will say though, I have known about Gary Patterson for a while at TCU when he was a head coach over there. Like Lincoln said, he was no slouch out there. Even when, yes, the caliber of teams was different. TCU still kept up with Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Just
majority of
because
his teams were pretty ranked too, I believe. Like he had pretty top 20, top 25. He was majority of the time that he was there at TCU. I think some of his teams were in the top
Yeah.
25.
I mean, he took TCU to the national championship. So I mean,
Who was the quarterback that year? Was Doug, the redhead?
Yeah, I don't know. I think so. But the thing is yes, they did lose awfully in that game. But the fact is, he got them there, and their defense played lights out until that point. Like they played great football up until that point. And so when you have a guy of the caliber of Gary Patterson, and Lincoln's telling you that even when on paper our players were better than his, like not to be disrespectful, but this is what he said. But the fact that, see, because I'm also a guy that kind of comes from that, where a lot of the teams that when I played a certain sport were better. To me, I would want a coach like Gary that's like, look, I don't care who you are. You could be. Yeah, I hope when he goes into those games that I was looking at one of the comments and someone said we're going to go 8-4. We're going to lose those 4 games that they showed against Washington, Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State. It's not about like Gary's the type of guy he's already shown. It's not who you play. It's what you do with who you play. And he's proved that time and time again. So now that he only has to focus on one thing, I could only imagine what he did as a head coach, unbelievable. But now that he has something he could just solely focus on, and he's already like someone that I could sense is like wants to know every fine detail in it to get better each and every day.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we'll see. I mean, this is only the preview of what's to come. So let's just day by day. Fall camp is now pretty much going to be starting. By the time this video comes out, we will, like I said in the beginning of the video, there will be 2 weeks left. So fall camp will be pads will be smacking for the first couple of weeks, or first couple of days, I would say. And then as we get closer to game time, not too much pad smacking. But anything else you want to add in before we wrap this one up here?
Well, speaking of the Trojan Blade, I do follow their Instagram account.
Now, keep in mind, I don't know if it's the Trojan Blade because I think the Trojan Blade's a podcast. I don't know what their NIL thing is. I thought it was the Trojan Blade, but it's something different. It's
okay, well,
I don't know what it is.
Well, either way, I saw something from the Trojan Blade that they posted today, and it was all about. I posted a tweet from I think one of our players, and it said, "Fuck it, I'm all in." So, and then the caption of the post said, "Believe." So that's kind of what this team has to adopt is the belief in us, and the crowd and the fans have to do their job because a lot of people don't understand how that works.
Anthony, we said that last podcast. Let's not beat a dead horse, though. We said that last episode. I mean, we can re-say it when the time comes. But yes, we do have an impact. But let's not beat a dead horse.
No, see, here's the thing. It's not when, and here's the thing. Before you cut me off, this is why. Kind of like what Dad always does to us. Repeats stuff for us so that it inevitably becomes instinct.
Yes, but that's Lincoln's job to repeat and beat the dead horse that we need the energy every week. It's yes, we can do what we can do, but personally, I think we should let's keep it pushing, let's move forward. We discussed this last week. We went into this last week, and we're going to discuss it again when it comes time for Ohio State and Oregon. So let's not continue to bore the fans with repetitiveness because that just creates boring content.
No, see, here's the thing. The thing is, no matter what, it just has to be like, in order for you to understand and get it, like people say, like Dad would always tell us, you make the same mistake every single time, and yet you repeat it. And yet I have to keep telling you every single time to do. But I'm just saying, and it's like, as fans, our job is to get loud. Our job is to do everything that we can to make the players understand, hey, they got our back. Because that's what we are, just like the 12th man at College Station. Even when they're down, they always have their fans rallying up. But here's the point. I'm just going to end it with this, and I'm not even going to talk about this anymore because I can see how frustrated you are with it, but it doesn't
I'm
matter.
not frustrated. It's just sometimes I love you. You're my brother. You're repetitive, and in a good way, not in a bad way. But we don't need to harp this 2 weeks in a row. But I'll let you finish your point.
The point remains. It goes out to everybody. It goes out to the coaches, it goes out to the players, it goes out to the fans. Everyone needs to do their job and execute. All across the fucking board. That's essentially what I'm fucking saying. Everybody needs to fucking execute. Because that's what it is. That's what college football tradition is. USC did that back when I was a little nimwit at 5 years old, not really knowing what was going on, but I saw players like Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, and Dad and his buddies, and everybody would pack that motherfucking stadium and get fucking
We
loud.
are a family-friendly podcast. Keep that in mind. I understand your passion is very, very telling. I love it. I love it. But as you're saying, save it for the game. Let's save it for the game. This is only
Because it's like, I get it. But again, I'll just wrap it up. This shit, kind of like any diehard fan out there. I've literally since birth I've been a Trojan fan. Everybody knows that. So that's why, to me, in some ways, I take it to heart because I want to see my favorite team do well, and I want to see them win a national championship because I don't really remember when they won the last time. Yeah, they won it, but I didn't really know what was going on. I want to be able to share these experiences and just kind of be like, because I'm really looking forward to this season. I'm taking it game by game, and that's just the way it's going to be. But I'm just psyched, and I'm hyped, and that's why I got the passion because I've been with this team through the ups and downs.
No, I can tell your passion. I can tell, and I just don't want to be boring. You know, repeating the dead horse, or beating the dead horse is what I mean to say. But no, you make excellent points. I agree with you. I also want to, I was like what, 10 years old when we lost to Texas in the national championship. Do I remember any of the other championships? Not really. I was like 7 years old and you were probably 4. So do we really have that memory in our minds? No, because like you said, we don't know what's going on. So yes, this is a special year, and I agree with you. I am very hyped for this year because I do think that we could do a lot this year and years to come. We just have to be able to, let's relay this right now to the USC fandom. Let's not be so critical right off the rip. Okay? Come on. We dealt with shitty years before Lincoln Riley. And now that we have one of the better coaches in college football, let's not push him away because we don't know what the next best option is. But anyways, I'm just as excited as you are. So 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away until we play Fresno State.
Oh, San Jose, brother. Let's go. You're not locked.
I'm definitely not. I'm already looking forward to Fresno State. Anyways, any last word from you?
I said what I had to say.
Alrighty. Well, we'll wrap it up here. As you can see, this guy, he's ready. He's got a lot of energy he needs to let out this first game. So, you'll see it come out with with the very, very first vlog, you'll see how amped up this guy is for Trojan football to come back. So that'll do it for this episode. Episode 20 in the books. Dude, 20 episodes. We've done 20 episodes. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. 20 episodes now wrapped up. Let's help us get that sub number up. Dropped a little. We're at 21. Let's get it up. Hopefully we can get it up by 30 if this hits the Trojan fandom. But that's it for us at the Brothers of Troy over here. Episode 20 in the books. Let's break it down. You want to break it down, or am I going to break it down again?
Fight on me, fight on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Fight on, baby. See y'all in the next episode.
Peace.